Now we're going to head back to our formula that we took a little bit of a break from with the table. And we're going to look at the amortization here. So what this does is tells us how much of our payment goes to each part. So when I go to pay the bank or the financial institution, my monthly payment, some of it goes directly to my loan to pay off the principal, and some of it goes to the bank for their interest. And that amount changes each month because these are compounded loans that we're taking out. So we've kind of got a little infographic here for us. So we're going to have a payment. So for each payment, the interest is the top part of our formula. So let's see, I'll try to color code this for us. So the interest payment is the top part of our formula that we did. And again, this changes for each payment that we're going to do. It's never the same amount. The principal then is what is left over. So if I paid in $1,000 and the bank took 100 of it, 900 is left to go to the principal. So what's left over, we've got a formula down here, and it is the monthly payment minus the interest. So my $900 that I go toward the principal are going to be used to make my loan go down in value. So I'll owe less the next month. Now we've got an example down here that we're going to put all of this into practice. It's the same formula that we've seen before. So I'm not going to spend a ton of time about where I'm plugging everything in. I'm going to just go and say, all right, let's plug in just like we were doing in class. So I'm going to plug in my P, my R, and my T, just like I had before. So let me write all that out. Oops. Bad handwriting. I want to make sure we can read all that. So just like we had before, that's just a big parenthesis there. Typing in my numerator, I'm going to get 812.50 cents. That came out great. My denominator gives me that nasty decimal. I'm not going to round until I get my monthly payment. So I'm going to round this last part. This is my monthly payment. So that's the answer for A, just like we were doing before. If you are not getting these answers, you need to definitely ask for some help on how to type them in your calculator, and we need to practice that. Just remember, you type in the numerator and get that answer. Then you type in the denominator, you get that answer, and then divide. Don't try to do it all at one time. All right, so now to the new stuff. My interest is the numerator part of the fraction of my formula. So the interest is a whole bunch at the beginning. I paid in $1,179.17, and the bank took out $812 for themselves. So what's left over is the principal. That's how much goes directly to my loan. At the beginning, my loan was worth $250,000, but now I've paid $366.67 toward it. So now I don't owe quite as much. I still owe a lot, but I owe a little bit less. So that was for payment 1. It's going to be different numbers for payment 2. In fact, it's different for every single payment all 30 years. We're not going to do all of them. We're going to do 2. But when you do go to get a loan, you'll get the schedule, and it will be a spreadsheet that will have every single one of these. Now, your interest should go down because next month I don't owe $250,000, I owe less. As the interest goes down, the principal goes up. So that's what we have here. So let's calculate our new interest. We're going to use the numerator, the top part of the formula, with my new amount owed. My R is still the same. I'm still dividing by 12. Typing that in my calculator, I got a little bit less than the previous month. The bank took out $1 less. Now my monthly payment stayed the same. Every month I pay the same amount. It's just how much the bank gets for themselves for the interest changes. So now I'm going to subtract that new interest. And this should go up because I'm subtracting less. So now more is going to go toward the balance of the loan. For this last one, don't go all the way back up to the top. Instead, use the previous amount and subtract the new amount toward principal. Definitely pause this and try typing these in your calculator. Make sure you're getting the same answer. Every number changes except that monthly payment. That's the only number that's going to stay the same throughout this. All the rest of them are going to change. Don't reuse anything. And we're going to have another example of this. Don't worry. You're going to see another example. But before I change examples, I do want to work, see down here, it is on the next page. The interest for the whole time. Don't sit there. We're not going to use the table. This is going back to what we did before. So each month, that's how much the bank, I have to pay the bank. I do that every month for 30 years. That's going to give me a big number in my calculator. That's the total amount repaid. The bank originally gave me $250,000. Anything over that is the interest. So the bank made a profit of $174,501.20.